Do I need to work out every day? That's the question we're going to talk about today. Coach Berek, Equity Podcast, giving you tools to be fit for life. This is one of the questions that get asked a lot in the health and fitness world. And my first thought is kind of go dig right into it. Like, no, you shouldn't. And here's some stuff. And we're going to get into that. But the first thing is, I think the reason that this question gets asked is because people are not seeing the results that they want to see. So, what do they ask? Do I need to be doing more? And sometimes, sure, that answer could be yes, you need to be doing more, especially when you're first starting out. If you're only working out 2 days a week, the answer is yeah, you probably need to be doing more. If you're just going to the gym and sitting on a bike reading a magazine, yes, you need to do more. If you're going to equity, if you're going to a group class, if you're working out 5 days a week, the answer probably isn't more. Again, it could be, but not right off the bat. The first question is, how can I do less better? How can I really focus my time that I'm using more efficiently? How can I take that hour that I'm at the gym and just really dial in with focus and attention and make sure I'm getting the results that I want to get? And the first step of that is understanding what we're trying to work towards. Why are you working out? What am I working towards? What are my goals? And then why do I have those goals? Because that's going to dictate what we're doing in our class. If your goal is to get stronger, you should probably be doing more strict stuff. You should probably be going just a slight heavier than you really want to. And that might mean slower times, less reps than other people. But in the long term, we're getting to where we want to get. So first we want to ask that question. All right, so now let's just assume, all right, we got all those. Now the real question is, do I need to be working out every day? And the answer is no. You should not be working out every day. However, we should be moving every day. It doesn't matter what your schedule is, your days on, your days off. But even on your days off, you should be moving. You should be walking. You should be playing with your kids. You should be going outside. You should be doing things around the house. You should be playing a sport that you want to learn. You should be doing something. Move your body. And this is good for two reasons. One, movement is a use it or lose it thing. So we got to be moving. If you don't, when you stop moving is when you start losing that capacity. If you stop squatting, you're not going to be able to squat. If you stop reaching overhead, you're not going to be able to reach overhead. You need to be able to do the things consistently if you want to be able to do them in your later years. The second thing is if you're sore from your workouts on that rest day, movement is going to help you be less sore. By moving through range of motion on things that are sore, you're going to get those muscles moving, right? You're going to start getting some more blood flow in that area. It's going to start removing the damaged tissue. It's going to start repairing. Movement is going to help you be less sore. Not working out again, but just getting through, working through range of motion. I can't tell you how many times, I worked out really hard the day before and I'm going and coaching a class. I'm like, oh, I feel good. And then all of a sudden I start moving around, coaching the class. I'm like, oh, actually, I'm really sore. But by the end of the class, after going through all the warm up and coaching and being really active, I feel better. I feel more loose. I feel a little less sore. I feel really good. So make sure you're moving. So we kind of asked why. We focused on movement on our off days. The next piece is, how often should we be resting? How often should we be taking off? The answer is, obviously, it depends. So we want to start small. We want to build the habit. Hey, 1 day a week. And we build that up to 2 days a week. And then 3 days a week. Right? And then we slowly build that up over time. Maybe it can be every other day. Right? 1 day on, 1 day off. 2 days on, 1 day off. 1 day on, 3 days off, right? If we're just getting started, right? 1 day on, 6 days off. And then we build that up over time. One of the classic ways to work rest is 3 days on, 1 day off. And this is going to keep the body guessing because you're not resting on the same day every week. But for some people, we just have a schedule, right? We got work, we got kids, we got things. We have kind of like this set schedule. So setting particular days on your day off can work as well. Hey, I'm going to rest Wednesdays or Thursdays, Wednesdays and Saturdays, Thursdays and Sundays, whatever. Some people do 5 on, 2 off, and that's great too. So what we want to do is take our schedule and stick with that, use it. That's fine. But we want to make sure that we're using that as a starting place and we can adjust it over time. Just like when we start, 1 day on, 1 day off, or 1 day on, 3 days off. Eventually, when we're on our, 5 on, 2 off, 3 on, 1 off, 2 on, 1 off, we don't want to be we don't want to be all in on that. We want to be flexible. We want to be able to adjust it, right, over time, depending on the season of our life, depending on a workout or our week that week, like depending on what things happen, we need to be flexible, right? Sometimes, you know, people do 5 days on, 2 days off, right? They work out Monday through Friday and then they take their 2 days rest day. Now, if we have something like that, we want to make sure that during the week, we're being very mindful of how we're feeling. If you're feeling really beat up, you should probably pull back the intensity on that day. You don't necessarily have to not work out, but hey, I'm going to go a little lighter today. I'm going to go a little slower today. I'm really feeling it. Hey, I didn't get a great sleep last night. I'm going to pull it back a little bit. And that's okay because we want to be fitter in 5 years. I don't care. We don't care if we're fitter in a month. We want to be fitter, healthier, stronger in 5 years. We're thinking long term. So we're going to pull that back. Because if we just put pedal to the metal and just go hard 5 straight days or 3 straight days or whatever it is, we're going to burn out. We're going to get hurt. Something's going to happen. And that's not good for anybody. We want to be doing this for as long as we can so we can keep doing life for as long as we can. So be flexible with your on-off days. And if we're going to keep that schedule really hard, be mindful of how you're feeling, of how you're sleeping, of how you're recovering. And on those days off, spend some extra time making sure we're recovering, making sure we're drinking enough water, make sure we're getting enough protein, make sure we're getting enough sleep, make sure that we're moving, getting a little bit of foam rolling in, getting a massage, doing those little things to make sure that our body recovers. Make sure that we feel good for when we come back to the gym. Last thing, kind of coming back to the first thing, is remember why we're doing this stuff. Why are we doing these things? Most people are not working out in the gym to be the best worker outer. We are doing this thing to enhance our life. We are working out. We're doing hard things in the gym so that it enhances our life outside of the gym. We can still enjoy the things we do in the gym. We can still want to do better in the gym. We can still want to compete, but that's just a part of it. We want to be kicking ass in our 90s. We want to be, that mom or dad, that grandfather or grandmother that everybody's like, man, they look great they look great. What are they doing? I need to go find out what they're doing because wow, that's what we want to be doing. Working out to enhance our life. We're going to invest in doing hard things now so that life is easier down the road. You don't have to be working out every day. You need to be mindful and aware of how we feel and how we can adjust and grow over time. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to add a tool to your toolbox. I really, really appreciate you taking the time. If you think this might be helpful for somebody, please share it with them. Like it, give me a comment. We want more healthy and fit people in the world. That's the goal. We want to add tools to your toolbox to be healthy and fit in your life. And this is one way I'm trying to do that. I want to provide the information to be healthy and fit over the long term to as many people as I can. So thank you so much. Hope you have a great, great, wonderful day. Cheers.